Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world. Yes, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition. And that to me is just where I tend to come from on this issue.
So you have called for a number of things, one of them being to abolish ICE.
ICE was just established in 2003 in the same suite of legislation as the Patriot Act and the Iraq War. In order for us to feel safer in our streets, our churches, our schools, and our homes, we must abolish ICE.
Fuck you guys!
You! Coward! You fucking Nazi! You say thank you to being a Nazi? Oh my god, he just said thank you to being a Nazi! Oh my god!
You're goddamn nigger! You're fucking nigger to the white man! You are the nigger!
That is the future of their party. I think she's a good representative.
The way I see it is that what Alexandria did is ran a campaign focusing on the issues of importance to her district. That is guaranteeing health care as a right, not a privilege, raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, making sure that the wealthy pay their fair share of taxes, making public colleges and universities tuition free. So Wolf, what I believe is that what Alexandria did is not only focus on the right issues, she also ran a strong grassroots campaign, and despite being outspent 10-1, she won a pretty strong victory.
The Democrats at this point are proudly ignorant and thoroughly anti-Israel, so it makes sense. This poor girl, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is not making a great first impression, and that is the lasting one. What do we know about her since her campaign hit the national stage? She is a liar. She lied about her upbringing. She pretended to be from a poor part of the Bronx and grow up there. In reality, she grew up in a ritzy part of one of the ritziest counties in the country. I know this because I grew up in the town over from her. So we know that, and now we know that she is proudly ignorant. She has this great line. She says, I don't really know a lot about this.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
I think what I meant is like the settlements that are increasing in some of these areas and places where Palestinians are experiencing difficulty in access to their housing and homes.
Do you think you can expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd also just, I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue.
To your point, she went to Boston University. She says she doesn't know geopolitics in that interview. She majored in international relations.
Isn't it disturbing that the, quote, future of the Democratic Party doesn't know how the unemployment rate is calculated?
You said leading up to last night in the election, women like me aren't supposed to run for office.
And this admitted communist that just won the primary in New York, she's a communist who preaches race war, class war, right out of communism. Now, there's her quote. Moreover, this is put out by her. Moreover, not only is this about gender and race, it's about class.
I don't just question the patriotism of the Abolish ICE movement, I question their sanity. And the danger I see is that it's become a mainstream view. Ocasio-Cortez is a member of the Democrat Socialists of America. This is the same group that organized the protest against our Homeland Security Secretary at the restaurant. These are shrieking radicals who oppose any immigration enforcement.
Abolish ice cubes.
And that human rights abuses are happening without any sort of transparency or accountability. That is where we're at right now. That is simply what is happening.
I would note those facilities run by HHS.
Alexandria Cortez. Hey, lady, if it's so good, go to any of the third world countries that have got socialism and see how fast you run out of there with your tail between your legs.
She doesn't have a way of paying for any of this. But, of course, the Democratic base has decided that it is much more important to have somebody who is virtue signaling about why everybody should have a government job and why housing should be government provided than to actually have candidates who have policies that can never be implemented.